Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Dan Lanning, the Oregon Ducks continue to roll on the recruiting trail, landing another commitment from four-star running back Dierre Hill from the state of Illinois. And I'll start with this. Dierre Hill's listed as a running back. When you watch the film, yes, he can be an elite running back, but his film as a defensive back as well is, extremely impressive. Honestly, kind of reminds me of Aaron Flowers coming out in that 2024 class. Really, really strong instincts, commands that middle of the field, has an 11.2 in the 100-meter dash. He has extreme range going sideline to sideline. I think Dierre Hill can be a guy that you could stick him at on the defensive side of the football, be a very good player for the Ducks. Obviously, he's going to be a really good running back as well. You take a look at the numbers as a junior at the running back position, 131 carries for 1,700 yards, 25 touchdowns. He averaged 13 yards per carry in his junior year of high school. Really, really exciting guy. Again, whether he plays offense, whether he plays defense, this is one of those guys that you just want to get into your program. Really excited to get into the film. Before we do, and as always, just want to say thank you to you guys. Shout out to the Oregon Duck fans. We got our commitment sweatshirt back on it. Y'all know I've had a blast talking this program, whether we're talking the transfer portal, the recruiting trail. I can't thank you guys enough for rocking with the fellas. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into this one. And I want to start with getting into the film and kind of talking about what, or at least explaining to you guys, kind of how I see Dierre Hill. Like when you turn on the film, you see a defensive back that just has such good instincts. He commands that middle of the field. To me, just seems like a natural playmaker at the safety position. And again, I think Dan Lanning, I trust Dan Lanning a heck of a lot more than I do myself to kind of get him in the best spot. But you see the ability to read the quarterback's eyes, come off one play, go find the football just so consistently. That's what's most impressive. This is a guy that has that center field kind of role, and you see the absolute wheels. He is extremely special with the football in his hands. There's no question about that. It just seems like he has great instincts. He commands that middle of the field. He has the range that you want at that safety position to go make the plays. There's a lot to like about Dierre Hill as a safety. And again, just continuing to keep his eyes down the field, go make plays, kind of playing that center field safety role. Now, you're getting to Dierre Hill on the offensive side of the football, and the argument for him to play offense is just he's just special with the football in his hands. Like you want to get this guy as many touches as you can. He's a running back, but he shows you some phenomenal ability to catch out of the backfield as well. He gets involved in special teams. I think he's a really smooth mover with the football in his hands. He obviously has phenomenal speed when he wants to break it to the outside. He's one of those guys that if you take bad angles like you see right here, he's going to run right by you. I think he's got really good contact balance as well from what I've seen on the film. A lot of different ways that he can hurt you as a playmaker on the offensive side of the football and special teams and on defense. And I think where I kind of closed down watching this film is just he's one of those guys that you want to get into the program, figure out where he's going to play. And you kind of quickly take a look at what Dan Lanning's doing in this 2025 class. We had some people question Dan Lanning, the Oregon Ducks, what they can do on the recruiting trail, maybe a slow start to the 2025 class. We sat here and said, the last thing we're going to do is worry about Dan Lanning on the recruiting trail. You got 7 commitments now in the fold, and almost every single commitment is in the top 200 national rankings. Isaiah Mose, Cooper Perry just sitting outside. Every single commit for the Oregon Ducks in this 2025 class are blue chip 4-star caliber guys. That is extremely impressive. We know Dan Lanning has a ton of visitors coming on campus this summer, I should say. Fired up for it. Again, we'll continue to update you guys as the commitments roll in. Not feeling the greatest today. Got like a little chest cold, so I'm sorry if I'm breathing hard in the mic. We'll continue to update you guys as Oregon rolls it and continues their success on the recruiting trail. Appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.